start until Instagram. Hey guys, I am on Facebook over here on the screen and on Instagram, just trying to test this out, see what it's like to be live on both. I guess I'm gonna look at Instagram and not go from screen to screen. We'll see how that works, okay? Trying not to look that way. So we're gonna talk about manifesting and why sometimes why sometimes we're manifesting and it actually doesn't really work. A lot of times it's like, oh, people tell you, oh, it's because you don't believe in it, right? Because the idea of manifesting is, I want this thing, I'm gonna believe in it, I'm gonna think about it, I'm gonna imagine it, and then it's gonna show up. And then time goes by and it doesn't show up, right? And people might tell you, oh, it's not working because you don't believe, or it's not working because you need to be patient. But really, I find that the reason manifesting doesn't work for so many people is because of this one thing, and it's because we're kind of doing it wrong, right? Instead of manifesting the beautiful, fun stuff, right? Like, so a lot of times hey guys, so a lot of times we manifest, let's say we want to get married and find our partner, right? We want to fall in love and we're trying to call that person in. So typically what we'll do is we'll manifest ourselves getting married, or we'll manifest ourselves like in a wedding dress, or the whole, we'll manifest the end goal. And that's awesome. But what happens is that's fine for people who don't mind the process to getting to that place, right? So like if we are okay with dating, or if we're okay with, going on apps and finding people and meeting people or whatever, then cool. Then yeah, of course, then manifesting and really visualizing the end goal is great. But for a lot of us, the thing that we want requires some work in the middle that a lot of us don't like to do, right? So marriage requires dating and going out and meeting people and being vulnerable and putting ourselves out there. If we don't like that process, then we can't get to that goal. And I'll give you an example that doesn't have anything to do with dating. When I first wanted to write my first book, I could imagine myself like being an author and having a book and, the whole deal, and this whole kind of imagination of what I had about what it would be like to have a book, and visualizing that and working on manifesting that was amazing because I got like the kick, right? Like my brain was getting that kick because it really thought that it had already written the book and that it was already there and that it was an author. So that was very satisfying for me. But years would go by, months would go by, and I never wrote the book. Like it just never happened. And the problem there was that I wouldn't imagine myself actually sitting my butt down and writing. I didn't want to do that hard part. And that, to me, is where we go wrong in manifesting. We have to visualize the hard parts. We have to imagine ourselves, get our body used to the idea of doing the stuff in between. So really, instead of visualizing your marriage or visualizing your wedding day or the book or the job or whatever it is that you're trying to visualize, what about visualizing the hard stuff that gets us there, right? So if we're visualizing, again, going back to marriage, like I'm going to visualize myself dating and my body feeling okay going on that first date. I'm going to visualize myself swiping and feeling like curious and feeling good about this process and feeling okay with it. I'm going to visualize myself going out to a bar and feeling good and feeling optimistic. So I'm going to visualize the hard parts, the parts that we don't really like to do, so that other stuff, the marriage and the partner and all that stuff, that's gonna come. But what you're having a hard time with is the stuff in the middle, right? So, hi Anna. So when you're manifesting, what hard part can you visualize? What hard part can you get into? So if you're trying to make more money, let's say, what does it require to make more money? Is it going to be, putting your business out there and getting consistent with your marketing maybe? Okay, then can you visualize yourself being consistent with marketing, feeling good about that, feeling okay with putting yourself out there, feeling okay with selling, imagining yourself on a sales call, imagining yourself writing a sales email, like really visualizing that hard part, because that's that is the trick in manifesting. You know, a lot of times manifesting just gives us the kick. Like we're just visualizing the fun, the part where I'm rich, or the part where I have like a marriage, or the part where I have that goal. But we totally forget about the stuff in the middle, the steps in the middle. And that is where the magic happens, the stuff in the middle. And, but that's the uncomfortable stuff like that we don't like to do. But that's even more of a reason we should be visualizing, because that's what visualizing does. It gets our body it gets our body used to the idea that when I do this hard thing, that I'm not going to be, that the trigger is not going to cause me to go crazy, right? When I do this hard thing, when I go on this date, my body has been visualizing this for a while now, and it knows, oh, date equals relaxed, okay, calm down, feeling good about myself. You know, selling or marketing equals, I can do this, I can sell, because I've been visualizing that for so long. So that's why it's so helpful, especially the things that were, you know, maybe you're trying to lose weight, right? It's visualizing yourself waking up in the morning and feeling motivated and feeling excited about doing that. And that's why visualizing and that part in manifesting is so helpful. It actually helps our body get change and get used to a new way of acting, a new way of being, because we're training our brain to say, okay, when you see this situation again, when you see this waking up at 5 a.m., or when you see this first date thing, this is how you're going to react. And you're going to react that way because I've been visualizing for weeks and teaching my body that that's what it's going to do in this situation. And that is the part in manifesting that we miss so much. We go straight to the end goal, but we forget about the steps in the middle, and we don't get comfortable with those steps in the middle. So really working on getting comfortable with those steps in the middle, imagining yourself being able to get through that stuff in the middle, really picturing, letting your body know, okay, when we get, if you're trying to lose weight, when we get in front of that cookie, this is how you're going to react. This is how you're going to feel. This is how you're going to overcome that. And visualizing those hard things so that before you know it, you are at the end goal. But that's not where you want to start visualizing or manifesting. What you want to do is the hard stuff in the middle, because that's the stuff we don't like to do. That's where we get stuck. So start letting your body, training your body to get comfortable with that hard stuff, and everything that you want, everything that you're trying to manifest is going to happen if you can train yourself to get through that middle place and really imagine going through that middle stuff, the grind, where we need the grit, and imagine ourselves being able to do that with grace and really, letting our body sit into that moment without freaking out and not, and acting like a crazy person, but being at our best during those hard times. So, hi Natalie. So that is where we go wrong with manifesting. So I would really love for you, hi Stacy, I would love for you guys to practice that in manifesting, okay? So you want to practice the hard stuff. You want to visualize the steps in between. If you're writing a book, you want to visualizing yourself sitting down, being creative, waking up at 5 in the morning, you want to visualize yourself doing that. If you're trying to find the love of your life, you're going to visualize yourself going on dates, going to bars, really imagining your body going through that process and feeling okay with that process, all right? All right, you guys. Oh, thanks. My little lamp back there. I never really turn it on. I should, right? So those are the tips for manifesting. Okay, if you have any questions, I will be here every Monday. I have not been able to commit to a time because Mondays is like the craziest day with the 3 kids in the morning. So I don't know how this is gonna work, but I'm just gonna keep trying, okay? I'm just gonna keep finding a good time, and we'll get to a place. Hey Vivian. You're welcome. We'll get to a place where there's some sort of consistency, but either way, you can always find it, the replays here on Facebook, on Instagram, and on my YouTube. So if you're having problems manifesting, make sure to watch this video in full and let me know if you have any questions. All right, guys? Much love to you. How do I end this? Oh, here we go. End.